Hello everybody and welcome back. Welcome to my first video of 2021 and also my first requested video. Today's video is going to be about mindfulness, why mindfulness is important to me, why I think it's great to have it as a part of your life, and just a bunch of things that I do to help stay mindful throughout the day and throughout my life. So I think a lot of people can get a little bit confused about what mindfulness is, but it's not about being like a Zen master and just being really like at peace with the world. It is about that, but it's mostly about awareness. Like the awareness of your physical surroundings, where you are, what you're seeing, and taking everything in and just really appreciating what's around you and observing things and being aware of things, I would say, is definitely the key part. I know that mindfulness is kind of like a hippy-dippy sort of thing and a lot of people don't really understand it or why it's beneficial, but personally I've benefited from it. When I'm more mindful, when I meditate, I find myself being more productive during those days, more focused. I find that my sleep is better, and I honestly feel like I'm slightly happier. I feel like my quality of life is also better. I think that today there are a lot of distractions out there, you know, going on your phone, TV, the news, music, people talking to you. Like, it's very rare that you're alone really, because you'll often be like on your phone talking to people, talking to someone in real life, listening to an audiobook or a podcast. And so it's hard to really focus and to experience like quiet and to just have a small moment for yourself. So I think it's very easy to add mindfulness to your day. So if you're not ready to kind of sit down for 15 minutes every day and do a guided meditation or to do yoga for 20 minutes, then I think that a really good way of adding mindfulness to your routine is just to stop being so distracted. So if you're eating breakfast, maybe just kind of sit and look out the window and eat your breakfast in silence. If that's not possible for you, stuff like when you're walking and normally you would wear headphones and listen to a podcast, just don't. Like, I really try not to wear headphones when I'm walking around. I just like to be aware of my surroundings, look around and appreciate things. I think that we all have a tendency to be quite hyper-productive, scrolling on the news while you brush your teeth in the morning or listening to music or a podcast while you're making dinner, but it's really not necessary to be like so hyper-productive, and it's actually beneficial to kind of do one thing at a time and really focus on it so that you're doing a good job and you're appreciating what you're doing instead of just like going through things, like going through life, going through this thing. You're more like experiencing it. You're really like enveloped in cooking. You're actually like thinking about the way you're brushing your teeth. Yeah, things like that can just help you be a little bit more mindful, a little bit more aware. The sun is moving. Okay, so meditation is a really useful way of increasing your mindfulness and your awareness. Meditation is more focused on the feeling of being in your body, the feeling of breathing, of sitting on the floor, the feeling of just existing in your body. Oh my gosh, that sounds so like weird. I think if you're a beginner, a really good way to start getting into meditation is by when you're going to sleep, just like set a timer on your phone for like 5 minutes. Unless you fall asleep in like 1 minute, then don't do this. But if you can stay awake for like 5 minutes, just set a timer on your phone for 5 minutes. And as you lay down, just close your eyes and just breathe in and out and think about how it feels when your lungs are expanding. Where do you feel the breath most? Like in your nose, in your chest, in your diaphragm, your stomach. Think of like how it feels, like different parts of your body will be pressed against your mattress. Think about those feelings, the sensations of like the blanket is over you. Listen to whatever natural sounds are occurring around you, like a tap maybe running in your house, or you may listen to some like cars driving by on the road. Just kind of, yeah, try to not think about things. Obviously it's common for your mind to wander while you don't have a specific train of thought, but just kind of come back to your breath each time and try and just clear your mind and focus on yourself and what it feels like to be in your body. And then after 5 minutes, your timer will go off and you can go to sleep. There's lots of other meditative meditation practices, such as like body scans, which is like you're thinking about your toes, how your toes are connected to your feet, how your feet are connected to your ankles, etc., etc. The morning is also a really good time to slide in some meditation. It's a great way to start your day and help you feel focused. So maybe after you've had your breakfast, or even like just as you get up, just sit up and start doing a meditation. I know there are loads of meditation apps out there, and I actually tried a couple, and I'm just going to give you guys a really quick review of a lot of the apps I tried. I'm just going to go through the free versions because I assume if you're watching this video, you're like just coming to mindfulness and meditation, and so you're a beginner and you're probably not feeling ready to put money into an app. Before I go into the reviews, the first thing I want to say is when you're using a meditation app, make sure you put your phone in flight mode, because you don't want to get distracted by like a beep or like a call or noises, or just even like your phone flashing with a notification. It can make you lose distraction really easily. So first of all, put your phone in flight mode. So the first app I tried is called the Mindfulness app. The Mindfulness app has a 5-day introduction course, and it has a couple of other single-day meditations which you can repeat over and over, but it's not good for longer courses. You tend to just get the first session in the course for free, and then you can't access the other sessions unless you pay. Something I really liked about the individual sessions from the Mindfulness app was like the bell chime noise. I felt like this bell chime noise really just hit the spot for me. I really liked it. The second app I tested out is called the Mindful Life Project. Everything is free on this app. There's no like in-app purchases. This app is actually made for kids, so all the simple ideas about meditation and mindfulness are broken down into very like clear explanations. And I think there's a good variety of practices when it comes to different sessions that you can have. I liked how clearly things were separated into like the mindful sits category, where you have like mindful breathing, mindful listening, mindful gratitude, lots of different types of mindfulness. And then they also had this section called like mindful hip hop. So the next app I reviewed is called Calm. It's a very popular app. They definitely put a lot of money into marketing, because I've definitely had a couple of YouTube ads for them. I think the first thing you need to know about Calm is that you definitely need to pay for this app. There is not a lot of free stuff. You can listen to a preview of some courses, but I really think you need to buy it in order to actually benefit from the courses themselves. Calm is an app that uses celebrities a lot, so celebrities voice a lot of the sessions and courses. I feel like this can be a good incentive for some people if they really like listening to Idris Elba or whatever, but for me, I just kind of find it distracting, and personally, I didn't like that. I don't think this is an app that's good if you don't want to pay for an app. Maybe if you're more invested and you're ready to put some money into this, then it's a good app for sure. But if not, just do the 7-day trial and just eat out, because like there are other apps that I think personally are better that you don't have to pay for. The next one I want to talk about is called Insight Timer. I loved this app. This app had so much free content. It even had a section for unguided meditations where you can set a timer, and then there'll be a special bell noise that you can select. And the variety of bell noises, let me tell you, they did not disappoint. Do you want to hear a few? I can play a few for you on my iPad. Basu. A wood block. I like that one. The symbol. Insight Timer also has multiple language options. It has a good variety of voices and types of sessions, and not all of the sessions are meditations. Some are like question discussions, which I really liked, and I found that the layout of Insight Timer was very like intuitive and easy to use and easy to navigate. Next, I tried out Headspace. This is obviously a really popular app. I'm sure you've heard of it. I'm sure you've had an ad for it, but it's similar to the Mindfulness app in that it has 10 free sessions in an intro course. I like that you can choose the instructor for your course. Normally only one instructor will voice one course, and then you just have to pick your favorite instructor and do a course with them. But for Headspace, there are multiple voices for the same course, which I really liked. Again, there's not that much free content available. You do have to pay for it. The student discount is good, and I've heard people say that it's worth it, but personally, I think there are other apps that are better that you don't have to pay for. The final app I reviewed is called Smiling Mind. I really love this app. So everything is free on the app. I felt like there was a great variety of different courses. A lot of things I liked about Insight Timer were also on the Smiling Mind. Yeah, there was a great variety of courses. There were lots of courses. This is an Australian app, so a lot of the guided meditations are guided by Australian people. And I just find the Australian accent very soothing personally. And that is why I loved Smiling Mind so much. So moving on from meditation, the next topic I wanted to talk about is journaling. I love journaling. I've been doing it for about 5 years now. I even had a journal when I was like 8, and I used to write in it every day, like what happened at school, what the gossip was, and then it had like a little lock on it that I could lock it. It made my little 8-year-old heart very happy. You can also do this thing called morning pages. Personally, they're not for me, but when you wake up in the morning, you just get your journal and you just write like a page or two, just your train of thought just streaming from your brain straight onto the page. Personally, I don't really like this. I don't like journaling and knowing that I have to fill a certain amount of space. Like sometimes I just write one line in my journal and I'm pretty happy with that. If you don't know what to write, if you're not into the stream of conscious thing, there are a lot of prompts, especially in lockdown. It's really nice to write what you did that day. Even if you watched a couple of episodes of this new TV show you're watching, just write it down, because often you can feel like you don't know where the time goes when we're just like in our houses, in our flats, whatever, just not going anywhere and not seeing anyone. Sometimes feels like everything just blurs into one. But even writing things down, like what you made for dinner or who you video called with, it's just really great to have those things, because often it just feels like you blinked and the day is over. I'm gonna put up a couple prompts on the screen now. You can screenshot them if you want for your journaling. If you're more creative, you can definitely incorporate drawings into your journal. I think it's a really great way to spice things up and just make your journal like represent you a little bit more. I definitely like to add a couple of drawings in my journal sometimes, but I am by no means an artist at all. And the final thing I wanted to talk about was doing yoga. I actually do yoga pretty much every day, if not like 5 days a week. It's so fun and I really enjoy it, and it only takes like 10 minutes. There are definitely like 5-minute yoga practices out there, but once you start doing it, you realize like how good your body feels after you do it, and then honestly it's kind of hard to stop. You just get addicted to that feeling of being able to like be in your body. I feel like everything is just so much more comfortable after you do a bit of exercise or a bit of yoga. So that's all I have to tell you guys today. My hair's at this length where it like sits on my shoulders and then it like curls up naturally. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye!